Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wednesday Call Live. Now, let's hear from our host, Andy Albright.
We are flying into the cabin. We're coming in. We're coming in hot. We're coming in hot. If you hadn't been here at the cabin before, this is what it looks like when you're coming in on a helicopter. It's insane. It's beautiful. It's a paradise if you like the outdoors and shooting and fishing, or if you just like peace and quiet and want to have a beer or sparkly water. You can have sparkly water out here and you be right at home. It's crazy beautiful. Hope we get to see you here someday. Hanging out with my buddies here has been unbelievable. It's just been absolutely crazy. Here we are. Are we inside now? Yes, sir. All right, good to see y'all. Woohoo! Now we can give them. Now they can hear y'all. Yay! Place is here in the house. So we've got 17 just absolute warriors, people that are out there fighting for their families, fighting for their financial future, fighting for happiness and fun. And so I want to first address the title of when it went out about fix your finances. To fix your finances, just lower your expectations and be more willing to accept coach. Andy Riddle was laughing about people posting. Sometimes they post in the engine of the plane is in front of them. And if you don't know what that means, then you are them. We're looking for premium. We're looking for excellence. So fix your finances. This meeting, this last 3 days and the rest of today is about war on poverty. Yeah. So the question is, are you interested in going to absolute war on your poverty? Because there's a difference in fixing your finances and then going to war. Like if you're like, I want to create a legacy. Okay, legacy is children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. And you don't know how big that spread of them are going to get. And some of them going to have problems we're going to have money to fix. Money don't fix everything, but how can you create the atmosphere for happiness and fun and family? But just the only way I know how to do it is go all out. And I can go from going to war. There's casualties in war. There's what do you call it, Army man, when you acceptable losses? What do you call it? Acceptable losses, collateral damage. If you go to war on your finances, it's going to be collateral damage. And it might be your second best friend. It might be your uncle's funeral. My mama called me, Uncle Bernard done died. You got to come to that funeral. You know how he loved you. I remember him beating the shit out of me with a belt one time. That's what I ain't coming to his funeral because I was going to do a seminar. I couldn't remember something good it's collateral damage, baby. I hate it. They going to talk bad about you if you don't show up at Uncle Bernard's funeral. I said, I ain't going to say nothing bad about him. I'm going to be out here building my business, helping my friends and my family. So war, there's collateral damage. And here's another, if you're Army, Navy, I got so many military people that are so successful with us because they know how to follow directions. But let me give you, if you ain't at war, let me give you an analogy. The kid brings you a jar of peanut butter. Say, can I open this up? Do you try or do you declare war? I declare war on peanut butter. I've a long time ago, I've been like, that thing getting in there, open. You know what I'm talking about? You go, what if you can't open it? Oh, I can open it. You might not be able to eat it when I get through, but it's getting ready to get open. It ain't going to go back on the shelf. You know what I'm talking about? It's not going to go back on the shelf. It's coming open. We're going to cut it, bust it. First, we're going to try hot water. We're going to try beating it, spitting on it. We loosen our grip, tighten our grip. Yeah. War on peanut butter. It's just two different worlds, but it's that mediocre kind of wanna maybe. It's just hard to be sure where that peanut butter is going to open, and it's hard to be sure if that war is going to win. The last thing you want to fight is a person that ain't scared to die, right? Last peanut butter is going to come against a man that don't care if he don't even eat it. He might not get a part of it. But that mediocre stuff is what people, I don't know how to tell you to win in the mediocre space. All I know is tell you to go to war on it. And that's what we've been talking about here. We've been talking about hiring internationally. to get people that are willing to work for $3 or $2 or $4 an hour to do stuff, so we don't have to pay $20 or $30 per hour and have to deal with all the government regulations. How can y'all do that? So we got into it now. How do you get somebody hired in the Philippines or Bolivia or that other country that's available? And these people just get on the phones and they speak 2-3 languages. They're the high etiquette. So we're not talking about halfway doing it. Or I just like to live a life where I have no headaches. Well, first of all, I don't know how that works. No headaches. I got headaches and I got head joys. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm having crazy fun and I got crazy problems. I don't know how you keep this little mediocre deal where it's just you. And I go like, well, it's just you and you got no employees and no staff and no international and no national. And life is simple. It's simple until something happens. And then it gets more complicated because you have no cushion for the pushing. You know what I mean? You got nothing to keep you. You got nothing to keep you secure. You lose 100,000, you've lost a lot. Versus if you lose 2 million, you go, shucks, lost that, whatever. In other words, you lost it, and what do you care about? Or here's the real case. I just thought about this. My wife came to me. Her brother, something happened. He had lost one of his organs, and he was dying. It was setting up, and she said, look, if it's possible that we can buy this organ, would you be willing to pay for it? I was like, hell yeah. Because I had my store. I had my money piled up. What they call it, master's account, big business, bunch of money. Reserves, cash. And then I remember asking her, I was like, but how much you reckon it'll be? And I thought it was going to be some stupid number. She's like they said we could do it for $80,000. I was like, get him 2 of them things. Whatever it was, liver, kidney, get a backup. Take no chances. They couldn't do it. He didn't make it, but it wouldn't because of me. I was ready. He's a good guy. John's a good guy. The doctors couldn't do nothing with it. Money wouldn't fix it in that case. But if money would fix it in that case, then you got to go the old GoFundMe route. Whew. So we're talking about how to keep from doing that. So I really want you to hear from some of the people here that have made some decisions. I want to kick off with just Brandon Bulis. You mind coming over here? Y'all give Brandon a hand. He's coming here. Those that know will know, but just if you don't know, he's an Army man, okay, and a pilot, and a lot of other things. Let's just stick with he's an Army man that's been in the Army, active and doing things. And right here, my bad. And so just, the feeling that was created here, and what do you plan on doing with it? Is it a change in mindset, or what's your...
I tell you what, you offered the opportunity up to come out here. It was a no-brainer to make the decision to come out here. And then once you get out here, it's like, as easy a decision as that was, it was 1,000 times easier. You're talking about changing not only our retirement plans, our mindset and everything else, but I think everybody here has gotten better, not only in the financial, but also spiritual, better as family people, being husbands and wives and everything else. It's absolutely unreal. And you can't help but to be out here for a couple of days and just want to be better, not only for yourself, but for your teammates and for the United States and just in general. Yeah, it's an amazing atmosphere.
And it does crack me up that so many times when I hear leaders in the insurance world, they talk about how powerful insurance is. And I agree. I've got more insurance than anybody you know. I don't know, like if you know somebody with more insurance, life insurance, that kind of protection, I'd like to meet them because that's somebody that's into it. But that's not the biggest secret of creating legacy. The biggest secret is mindset. Right?
Without a doubt.
What was that you told me? When I tell you I'm going to do something?
Got to do it.
And when people that I believe that their word is their bond and they mean it. Like when I tell you I'm going to do something, I do something. That's right. And and people remember, you remember what you want to about your mamas and daddies. I don't know if y'all know this, because like a lot of people, they remember all the bad stuff, all the good stuff. And one thing I choose to remember my mama said is, when Andy says he's going to do something, he's going to do something. And I was like, I'm going to remember that one. I'm going to try to forget a lot of things she said about me. I don't know your situation, but I try to forget a lot of things my mama said, but I can't. But that one I liked was like when he says it. So what are you going to do? What's the game plan?
What I'm going to do, I tell you what, going to take a lot of the stuff, everything, going to try to learn or actually implement everything we learned here.
Well, that'd be crazy.
But I'm going to do it both on the personal side when it comes to production and also build out a team, help more friends make money and change lives in the people that we get insured.
All right, so I want to stay light here, but this is funny. Y'all might not think it's funny as I did. But I said, man, I'm real impressed. You had $91,375 deposited in the last 31 days into your bank account. Do you remember what you said?
That's cute.
That's what he said. He said, yeah, that's cute. As in, I thought he was kidding. I thought he meant that's a lot of money, but you are not impressed. Like Albright's not, because it is cute to me. Like, woo. But when he was saying it, he was saying like he thinks it's cute. And I was like, I didn't say anything because I was just thinking, what did he meant? So can you share with Jake and Jared Miko and Jared, what did you mean by that's cute?
I guess, and it was an instant reaction that I had, but it was because the opportunity that is out here, and if we're not making money, it's really because we're not taking full advantage of the situation. We're not taking advantage of the situation that you've done with the help that we get from all of our friends, and that there's a bigger opportunity out there than even what I've been able to take advantage of.
So you know you can make $300,000 a month, not $93,000 a month.
Correct. Yeah.
So $93,000 is cute.
It's cute. That's right. I mean, that's the goal, anyways.
I'm scared. I don't think I'm gonna ask you, but I just want you to think about it, and y'all can think about it for yourselves. What would you do if you had $300,000 and you knew it was just solid, $300,000 a month coming in? Like you can't say, but can you can say for yourself what you would do? Like I can't imagine the good that would take place on earth if this man had $300,000 coming in, right? Just what it would be devoted to good and for your family and grandchildren and their children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just continue to change lives, and hopefully be able to give people hand ups. I don't think I'd get any handouts, but I give a lot of hand ups.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just brought up Uncle Bernard again right there. I'm gonna tell you what, and his children. It's hand ups, and you can't do that if you ain't recruiting.
Can't do that.
All you person, you're helping yourself, and the car dealer, and the gun dealer, and the house dealer. You know, in other words, you made this money, and you spend that money. You are helping them a little bit, but it's not once. But it's not like helping somebody come on and showing them what you've been able to do.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Hey, I got another Army man here I want y'all to meet. Come up here. Sebastian. Thank you, Brandon. That's Brandon Bulis. Another Army guy. How many years you serve in service, Brandon? How many years? 26. And you were 5?
7.5.
7.5. All right. Tell me a little bit high level who you are and wife and who hired you.
Sebastian Chambers, wife's name LaQuinta. Billionaires. We have mansions and yachts. Been involved with the Alliance June of 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. We brought in by Terry and Tia Edwards, our JBMs. He's helping us build and help people improve their lives.
What did you get out of this? What did you get? But there's people that stopped their life. They stopped their car. They logged in. They scheduled appointments around this. Mm-hmm. What would you tell them that you got that can help them?
Well, we sit back and talk about what we want to do all the time as far as how much money we want to make and how we want to get out of debt. And what I got around all the gentlemen that were here that we were talking, I'm learning that I have to every day work on becoming a better me. If I just work on becoming a better me, then all those other things are kind of a byproduct of that. And so we need to spend more time improving ourselves. And what I mean by that, like, don't go around beating yourself up, calling yourself dummy and all that. That's not what I'm saying. It's like evaluate what you did yesterday and see if there's something you can add today, and then the next day, and then the next day. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if we're selling a policy or hiring a recruit. We're really just offering an opportunity to improve people's lives. And a lot of times it's not going to just affect that person. It's going to affect their spouse, their children, their grandchildren, the kids. When you talked about legacy, how we help that one person touches legacies if those people take advantage of what we offer. So that's what I got out of this weekend.
And the people you met.
And
think
and
about that.
Oh yeah.
The power that you've been able to garner.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. Like you think sometimes. How many of you ever went somewhere and when you get there, you're like, oh Lord, here we go. A bunch of folks coming together. I'm gonna have to deal with this. I'm gonna have to deal with that. I've never met so many A-type personalities that get along in one place. I mean, literally. I'm telling you, I've been paired up, but I think everybody in this room, we've had a one-on-one conversation, right? Yeah. I can honestly tell you there's nobody in here I don't like. I like all of y'all. Me and Jared Miko, we're cool. Me and Jared, we got a grudge though. But I love you, Jared. But what I'm saying though is, seriously, it's just you don't find that. You name it. I've sold the lotions, the potions, the powders. We've done it all, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, I had some people that were upline to me, and LaQuinta will tell you this. They were trying to hit on her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we had to get out. And we've had companies literally just stop operating. Like one day I got a check. The next day I was checking where they were because they was gone, right? And it's like we've experienced all that. And then when I came into this and when you was telling me about the companies and when I first met you and came up to headquarters and the way we were treated, like we had just came in, I might have sold $10,000 in policies. And when I walked in, you hugged me, brother. I'm like, brother, what are you talking about? And everybody was, and then they had our name on the screen. I was like, I just did $10,000. What is this? And then I said, okay, I told LaQuinta that'll die down. And here we are today, and it's never died down.
Almost 5 years later.
Yeah, yeah.
But you start to get the belief like you can go all out.
Listen,
it helps you with that.
Yes, because
like go all in, go all out.
I had stopped talking to people about business when I joined because I was scared it would go away again. I spent the first, I want to say 24 months being skeptical, stepping back, not pressing in. And then one day, I don't know, I went to Breakthrough 2023 and all of it just shedded. And I said, you know what? Let's go, babe. I got back home and I told her, I said, let's do it. And we locked arms and we haven't looked, she quit her job. Well, she retired, she didn't quit. And we've been running hard ever since January and it's happening.
So one of the things our company does is this thing. We do events, Miami, we do it at my cabin here in North Carolina. We've done them in Dallas, we've done them on the West Coast. The other thing we do is we do trips where everybody's invited. And this calendar year, it's Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Woo! And there's a threshold you got to hit. You got to hit that, then you in. So I understand you just hit it and you in.
I just hit it. Hey, listen. Somebody just walked by. I'm not gonna call Robbie's name, but a little sign. He said, "You want Cabo?" Yes, we. And you know what's funny when I think about it? I told LaQuinta, I said, well, really, we got to think of it like this. We earned that thing.
You did earn it.
We earned that. We worked. But it's a representation of lives that we touch. It's not, you don't just earn the Cabo trip because you're cool. And Andy says, well, I like him. Forget him, but I like him. It don't work like that, right?
Right. But I do tend to like producers.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
You know what I mean? People that build in massive organizations I tend to like better.
And you make it where you actually have to produce to go.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can't just do like 5-6 policies off your rich uncle, like somebody said a minute ago, and go. You have to actually produce and make a difference. Yeah.
Well, and so a different business mindset. You were talking about that, like hiring staff, like investing the infrastructure. So I want to apologize or say there's people out there that are thrilled to make $40,000 with us, making $150,000, just selling 2 days a week, 3 days a week. Another guy I know is he works about 3 days a week, makes $200,000. I got nothing against those guys.
Right.
They all help.
Right.
But it's like a football team players, right? Even the people on the bench help. Every water boy help. Everybody help.
Right.
But what I'm always trying to identify is those people that score in the 93 to the 100 when it calls the ambitious level, and they want to build something. So without trying to offend the people that are just okay, no offense intended, I'm still always looking for that impact player, game changer, and saying, shoot me a text, like identify yourself, or fly in from Lawton, Oklahoma.
That's
Is that
it,
where you
that's
are?
it, right,
Lawton,
that's right.
Oklahoma. Fly in here from Oklahoma and see us, and we see you and we touch you because you were looking on hugging you because we're looking at you too.
Right.
To see how, because we're interviewing, so we're always looking for those people.
Right.
So you had a little change your mindset as far as business.
Yeah, definitely.
Invest more.
Invest more, definitely.
Go cray cray.
Go cray.
All right, Army man. Thank you for serving America. Thank you for having a big dream. So I want to hit you with another kind of war, about spiritual warfare. We got a minister in here that was over up to 23 churches and administrative-wise, mission-wise, and all kinds of other duties. So I want to get him up here. Adam Burrs, you come up here and say a couple words for us. It's a different kind of war, spiritual war, boys and girls. Part of Mr. Stephen Davies' team came in, started writing $20,000 a month immediately. There was no, like, this, you gradually get better. No, he already trained. You already dealt with, what do you call them, parishioners?
Yes.
You done dealt with a bunch of them.
Right.
You dealt with them, you dealt with a client.
Absolutely.
So you came
People are
in
people.
off the bat and personally producing, had went through some health changes, career changes, blah, 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 all that stuff, all this head stuff. But you just started hitting it. Kind of take us through. Tell me a little bit about who you are and your wife and you're part of Mr. Davies' team, but how you went from seeing it was legit to starting building.
Yeah, so my wife and I, we were looking for something that was going to support us. That's all we were looking for. But then
So you were just,
that's where I was, yeah. And we went to our first family reunion. It would have been 2 years ago, this past family reunion. And then I understood. I was like, oh, okay, now I see how this works. I see what the potential is. I felt very motivated and inspired. I realized I could actually do more than just subsist. I could actually improve the quality of my life for my wife and myself. And my wife is my motivation for everything. She has been a rock. Well, we've been married 26 years, and I've had some serious health scares, but she has been unwavering in her support, her kindness, her patience, her genuine love. She is the sweetest person you'll ever meet. If you can't get along with Cindy, there's something wrong with you. I'm going to tell you that. And so she's my motivation for everything I do. And it's just been a great experience. I just realized, well, I can do this and I can grow a business, and I want to do that.
so you saw instant six figure. I mean,
Right.
like not saw it in the bank.
Right.
Instant six figures.
Right.
And now I've started to build and put that team together.
Right.
Staff-wise, hiring people in different states,
Right.
running advertisements.
Right. Yeah, one of the things I realized this weekend is I've been kind of kicking the can down the road and putting off hiring an assistant, but I'm realizing I can't do that anymore because it's costing me money, and it's robbing me of my time and my energy, and it's also getting in the way of me growing my business because I am only one person. I'm a heavy lifter, but I can't lift it all by myself. I need to have some help. Cindy needs help. Cindy is doing a lot. She needs help, and so I'm going to bring on another person. I got a job posting already taken care of. I hired a new recruiter this weekend as well, so now I have two, and I'm going to get an admin. We're just going to keep growing. We're going to get a new office. I've been using a Regis office that's been working great, but I've outgrown that. And so I have. And so it's been a great few months there, but Cindy's looking for a new office space this month.
I find that very interesting that you just came in just to get by.
Yeah.
Nobody's pressuring you to
No.
build something big.
No.
And but
That's
you
all I
see,
expected. To be honest, that's all I expected was just to get by. I didn't realize that there was potential, to do more than that.
everybody's invited.
Right. And I've been made to feel very welcome. That's one thing I appreciate. Like today we were talking about something very, very important. And Jared, where's Jared at? Jared, this gentleman here, he gets nothing from teaching me. He doesn't get anything in return, but he is very, very happy to share. That's been true of everyone here. I have learned so much from others. There is no competition because we're all going to succeed. And what's great is the joy that comes from succeeding and helping others to succeed with you. That is what gives you real joy, is sharing. And that's what everyone here is willing to do this whole weekend, or the event that is. And I feel like I have grown above and beyond in just these past 2.5, 3 days than I really expected coming in. I just didn't realize what I didn't know.
So what we're going to do, Mr. Katz is going to I'm going to give 3 days for Mr. Katz, Adam Katz, his team, to pick key people. Davies, come back with his key people, your key people, Riddle, Levitovich. And so we got some date picks, and we're going to do some more of this and get the right people together and get this camaraderie. Because people ask me, what's the hardest thing to build your business? And really two different things come. It's one thing is by far and above. It's getting people to work together, even though there's no financial, and convincing people. I'll convince people there is a financial advantage in helping other people.
Right.
Because if we help that warrior over there defend his post, now we're over here building our post, building our fort, we don't get shot from behind.
Right.
So the more our friends do good, our friends do good, the more we do good.
Right, right.
Because, and the bigger you get 60, 70, 100 people, your person, you might not relate to this person who is going to relate perfectly to Rojas.
Right, right.
So it's maybe not the instant gratification of doing it only for your team,
Right.
but it's long-term thinking. It's chess playing as opposed to checker playing.
Right.
And that was the hardest thing.
Yeah.
The other hardest thing is just the ups and the downs, because people always, some people need jobs because they're gonna make $2,000 a week or whatever, minus 500 in taxes. And I'm going like, I don't know how you handle. I couldn't handle that. The regular job thing where they take your money out before you have an opportunity to have write-offs.
Right.
But they need that steady. Even if it's 1,000, they just need that steady. The ups and downs of, you lost 3,000 this week, Andy. Oh, you made 42,000 this week. And then as my numbers did this, my average. So I'm a genius when it comes to adding, subtracting, multiplication, and division. With a calculator or my phone in my hand, I can do the math. So I take this week plus this week plus this week plus this week, and then I average it. And when I come up with, Andy, you're making $172,000 a week on average, I felt a lot better. But it's the weeks when I still didn't make anything, and then next week I make $600,000. It was a little hard in the beginning to deal with that, and then helping other people deal with that. But the hardest thing was getting people to work together. So I'm glad you're doing it. I'm glad you see it. I'm glad you appreciate it. Have you did the estate planning seminars?
Yes, I've done 4 of them, and those have been. It blows my mind. When I attended the first event in February of this year to learn about that at the Burlington office.
And when did you get started?
I got started in April. My first event was in April
of
this year.
This year,
right?
What?
Yeah.
That's Impact Player Quick, huh? Yeah.
And I sat there. It was like a 2-day event. I sat there all day long, just like I'm like, what in the world? This is absolutely amazing. This is genius. I can't wait to do this. This is going to change my life, and it has been off the hook. Off the hook. I've got $1 million in annuity that I'm waiting. That I'm trying so hard to get it done by the end of December, because I want it to drop this year, because I want to compete with the real players. I want to compete with Belle. I want to be up there with Belle. Belle is, she is my idol. I respect her. Love her intensely. She gave us a nice text last week, just that she was thinking about us, and I think she inspires Cindy and I. We want to be up there with Belle. We want to be winners, just like she is, and Jake are.
You're more than surviving.
Oh, we're thriving. And what's great about it is I'm not working more. I am working smarter in the time I have dedicated to working. I have other things I enjoy doing in life. I love what I do. But I enjoy fishing. I love spending time with my wife. I love playing with my dog.
I know you like that dog.
Yeah, I love that dog.
Anyway, can we see a picture of that dog?
I tell you, yeah, she is. Yeah, I got it too. I can show you 1,000 pictures. Yeah. But those are the things. That's why I work as hard as I do. And the time that I've set aside to work, I am working. I am focused. I'm trying to learn ways to get better, refine my skills, my personality, my approach, do things smarter, do things that are more profitable.
What's the most people you've had show up to one of your seminars?
75.
75. Can you imagine 75 bodies knowing the average 500,000 or above? What's the richest, highest net worth person?
$22.5 million.
$22.5 million. So you have a person sitting there with $22.5 million interested. They didn't get a free umbrella.
Nope.
They didn't come to some fancy meal, no plate liquors. They
Yep.
didn't come to Ruth Chris Steakhouse.
I just gave her a bottle of water.
You're a big spender.
Yeah.
Come to a library, community center, non-threatening place, not sold, but they want massive more information. I was told this. I didn't believe this, and that's why I sent Chris Norris up to St. Louis, and he reported back and said, it's real.
This is legit.
And then I hit him with, you can't do it in Burlington. Then they did it in Burlington for me, blew my mind. Then I said, blow the wall.
Yeah.
We got final expense, we got IUL producers, we got 403B market, teachers, federal. And I said, I don't care if anybody don't change, but anybody that wants to know about this,
Yeah.
I feel like it's our duty to tell them about this.
Absolutely.
So you just kind of got hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just one of the people in the audience that went, well, that makes sense.
Did I hear that right? Yeah. And I came up to you right afterwards, and I said, I want to learn more about that. And I went to that event in February, and my brother-in-law, who was a very, very successful fire and water damage mold remediation specialist, sold his business. He laid off his employees but one. He had several employees, laid them all off, sold his material, he sold his equipment, sold his business, sold his franchise, and came working for me because he was at that event with me. I thought, Robert, you got to come and see what I'm saying, what I'm hearing. And it had the same impact on him. He completely changed his entire, he didn't need to. He's a multimillionaire. He's making great money doing what he's doing. But he saw the potential in this, and it changed his life.
So we're going to know his name.
Absolutely.
Everybody should know what he looks like in 2025.
Absolutely. Robert Everett. You guys are going to know him, and you're going to love him. He's a really good guy. Really, really good guy.
How did you ask Davies what he's doing? Did he approach you? How was that connection? Or was it somebody in between?
Yeah, so I was in the full-time ministry and got really, really sick and had to stop doing that. I didn't have the stamina to keep up with it. And so about that same time, a very close friend of mine, Cindy actually used to babysit him and his brothers and sister. And we were telling them that we were going to have to make the change, and that he had to, for health reasons, had to make the change earlier as well. He said, "Oh, you need to talk to Stephen Davies." He said, "I'm going to do insurance with Stephen. You need to talk to Stephen." So I called Stephen on the telephone, and Stephen's like, "We're going to help you make that transition as smooth as possible. Yeah, I want you to come work with me." And Holly and Stephen have been generous and kind and patient. They're wonderful people. I would die for them. They are wonderful, wonderful people. And I attribute our success to the fact that Stephen has just poured into me. But I had to do something in return. I had to do what he told me to do. Ooh, that's good. Right? I had ideas of what I thought I could do things better, but I couldn't do that because that would be disrespectful to the man who's been doing it 20 some years longer than I have. And so I did it his way, and he was right every single time. He has never failed me. So don't innovate or renovate, duplicate.
Hey.
Yep. Yeah.
What's your take on, you understand, so war on poverty? Like just absolute all out.
I think that people need opportunities to do better for themselves. And they need someone to show them what it looks like, how to do it. But they have to want to do it for themselves. You can't make a person be successful. They have to be willing to have faith in the concept, and they have to have faith in the persons that have come before them. But if you can convince a person to do that, if you can show them and reassure them that I'm not trying to hurt you, I'm not trying to make money on your back, I'm genuinely trying to help you, and this is how it works, I believe that they'll do it if you show them those things. I've got people that I've just recently talked to. One of my new agents, her husband got laid off. January or December 1st was his last day of work. It happened very, very suddenly. And she's already sold like 6,000 in business this month. And, because she saw the system. But she and her husband they were just living hand to mouth, check to check every week. But now she says, I made more in the month of December than I did in the last quarter. And it's only, what, 3 days into this month? That's crazy.
But crazy but true. In fact,
It is. But it's changed her life. And so she spoke to other friends of hers. She's got 3 more recruits today. She's going to go sign up a $100,000 annuity. She's going to put $50,000 into an IUL. And she recruited 2 new agents today.
What's her name?
Her name is Spring Sherman and Adina Messina. Watch those 2 ladies. Rome, Georgia. They are on fire. They inspire me. Yeah, they really do. I see them. I see their phone. They're like, hey, we hate to bother you. I'm like, are you kidding? I'm seeing dollar signs every time you guys call me because I know what you're doing. You're out there working. I know. I'm happy to help. Yeah. It's a wonderful thing.
I want to help people understand, like, when I saw this business, I was 37 years old. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't, I'll say broke. I was, I'd always had money. I cannot remember being 10 or 12, 13 years old and not having money. I'm talking real hundreds of dollars that I didn't owe nobody nothing. And then when I was, 16, and then when I was in college, I don't know, maybe just the way I was brought up. But when I got in this business, I had already been an engineer. At one point, as an engineer, I had 400 employees, and we ran 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. We were making this stuff, denim fabric. And I had a whole department with a secretary down there and a whole department with a secretary down here. So I was in my late 20s, early 30s, and I would hire people and I would reinvest. We had budgets for parts and tools and people, and you can't run a manufacturing place without people. You can't make anything without people. And on the side, I'd always had my businesses. I'm not like the potions and lotions, building my network of salespeople. I never ever had staff except in my manufacturing when somebody else was paying for it. Hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars in the budget. I'm only getting paid $100,000, or really less than $100,000 to handle these hundreds of millions of dollars of budget. So my businesses, it never was like, I just didn't feel like the money was there.
Yeah.
I sold one policy. Well, first of all, they told me how much you got off of one policy, like $800. And I was like, what? And so I sold one, and I hit that deposit. I told my wife, I said, we need a secretary. Oh, also, I don't want to offend any insurance companies, but I talked to an insurance company, and I decided that I never wanted to do that again in my life, the administrative part. So if you're an agent who gets frustrated talking to the insurance companies, I decided immediately that it was not worth it. Like, I knew my heart was going to blow up. It was back when you had handheld phones. And I picked it up and I took it and I was beating the phone like I was beating the person I was talking to until it went into little pieces. And I said, this is not good for you, Albright. You're going to need a person with a different mentality level that'll talk to these people and sit on hold for 45 minutes. I'm not doing it because during that 45 minutes, I could be hiring somebody else, selling insurance, recruiting somebody, training somebody, instead of wanting to punch somebody, which is not good.
Cindy doesn't let me do any pending business. She does it all because I lose my patience with them.
It'll mess up your attitude.
Oh, yeah. She said, you're going to die of a heart attack if you keep dealing with
Right.
Yeah. So
I immediately started hiring, and I had no office, but I had a basement, not as big as this room here, not half as big as this. And I had 8 employees immediately, like quick as I could get people, because I could see the potential of what was coming because of my history. So if you've never been in business, you might not see that. But one of the things I'll try to get everybody here this week is to understand the potential and how much it's costing you for a minute of frustration versus a minute of frustration, minute of recruiting, and then this compounds itself over the next 30 years. That mentality of that.
Yep.
So I'm glad you're seeing it. I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
I think your previous war, your spiritual war, has helped. Not helped. It's just.
And I'm still fighting it. I'm just in a different position than I was in before, but I'm still. I'm just fighting it.
You still help with all the churches.
Absolutely. I'm deeply involved in that. I probably put in 50, 70 hours a month in volunteer work. Yeah,
Okay, you just driving a different car to do it.
exactly. Yep.
Coming here to help the poor people in a rich car.
Yep. I thank you, Andy, for everything you and Jane have done. I mean, you guys have, this whole week has just been, I don't know how much longer it would have taken me to figure all this out on my own, if I would have ever have figured it out on my own. But I didn't have to go through that. I came here and I learned what I needed to learn to take me to the next level. And I thank you for that.
The concept is this. It's not how much it costs you to get here. Over the next 5 years, what would it cost you to have not been here?
Yes. That's the
I
truth.
just wonder how many hundreds of thousands of dollars that you're going to make.
Yes.
What if you're making $50,000 over the next 5 years that you wouldn't have made?
Yeah.
Then this would have cost you $50,000.
Sure.
For not making it.
Right.
What if you make $1 million? Then not being here cost you? I would say that also about our national convention coming up the last weekend in January in Dallas, Texas. Like it's not like, how much is it going to cost? Like, what's it going to cost you not to be there?
Right.
What if
Right.
you hadn't come to that family reunion? If you hadn't come to that big event that you came to, what would it not? How much did you spend? How much? The hardest thing in the world is for somebody to see something that's not there yet. There's a great book, if you hadn't read this. It's called Economics in One Lesson. Nesbitt or Blisbit, look it up and tell me the name of that author. I make my children, well, I can't make them, but I bribe them. And any young people, if I say you want to work with me, you got to read this book. I get it. And then say to your sons, got it. Like, you got to understand this. The hardest thing people understand, when the government still taxes you, not steals or takes, but they tax you, and then they build a bridge that didn't really need to be there. And then they say, see, we got a bridge. And I'm like, I see the bridge. But what you don't see is what I would have done with that money, supporting a tailor, supporting diamonds, supporting guns, supporting all these other people. And you built a bridge that didn't need to be done, and tell me how you created work for somebody. So what you don't see is the hardest thing. So people see how much it costs to show up at national convention. What they don't see is what it's costing them.
What scares me is I almost didn't attend that family reunion because I was afraid that it was just going to be a rah-rah session and I wouldn't learn anything. It was going to cost me money. And I felt it'd be better just to stay home and work. But
I've been told that.
Yeah.
You would rather me stay home and make you money.
I'm embarrassed to admit, and it frightens me to think that I thought that at the very beginning, and I was like, no, that's not right. Don't prejudge. Keep an open mind. And I went to the event, and I told Cindy when I came home, what I just saw, what I just learned, blew my mind. I learned so much in 2 days that accelerated my growth that I was able to do next week. Every time I come to an event, I can learn something that I can implement next week, and it's going to make me money immediately. Immediately. Every single time. I will not miss an event.
It's people that have vision. The vision to see this because of this.
Yeah.
The genius. Y'all have had smart people. It cost me $216 for the plane. They think they're smart because they know how much it costs. Like they're impressing you.
Right.
And it cost me, I had to get a babysitter. I had to get a dog sitter. They're just doing the math, and they add up what they can see. Like anybody can. There's hundreds of millions of people can see this. We're looking for the people that can see this.
Yes. Yeah.
We're looking for those people that have that vision, like.
Yeah. An open mind.
Don't hit him.
Yep.
Don't hit him.
Give them a hug. I think that's why, the Army men, they see what can happen to America if we don't defend it. They see what can happen. And then ministers that see the spiritual battle that's going on. It's people that we're looking for, people that have vision for some reason. Sometimes we call it education because of your education and what they've been educated with. But it's that people that have that vision of where it's going.
I take it goes back to my mom. She was that way. My mom has always been a very successful business owner. Came from nothing. and made herself a very, very wealthy woman, and is retired now, she's 77, playing pickleball all the time. But my mom had that entrepreneurial spirit, that vision to be able to see things, the potential in a business model, and she built very successful, but several very successful businesses, to the point where my dad just retired from the steel mill. He's like, I'm never going to make as much money or be able to keep up with her unless I'm following her. So he retired from the mill back when he was in his early 50s, and just started working for my mom, and is happy to do it. He has no qualms at all. He has no qualms at all about that. He's a very open-minded man. So, but I attribute that ability to see things from how my parents raised me, and I'm very, very thankful for that.
Well, I always ask people when they just stay steady, I go, where'd you get it? Uncle, daddy, granddaddy, Amway, Mary Kay. Where'd you get it?
Mama.
Army. You know what I mean? Yours, your mother.
Mama. Yep.
Mama.
And I love her dearly. Yep.
And she's in good health. That's great.
Yeah, she's doing good.
Brother, I appreciate you so much. I want to talk to you some more. I want to get our magically produced 75 people that are worth $500,000 up in front of you. I don't know how you do it. People ask me how you do it, Cindy. I said, I don't know how she does it, but if you give her money, she'll do it. That's all I tell you. Cindy Seal, come up here. Thank you, man. Proud of you. Adam Burge. Adam Burge right there, guys. You're going to meet him at the National Convention. If you're in a ministry, if you're over 25, he's over 25. He's in that category. Married with kids. Thank you for this magic of creating these people.
This has been amazing. So I've enjoyed every minute of being here with you
I was
guys.
going to talk about you for a minute.
Okay.
But yeah.
We can do that.
So Cindy's a genius, like a mathematical wizard that understands direct mail marketing, and people give me a lot of credit for that for the years. And I loved it, and I did it until it didn't make sense. Really, I did it until I met you, because I couldn't find anybody that I could talk to, and they go, yeah, and like everything I'm doing, and that's what you hit me with.
Yes,
and
exactly.
whether it was suppressing and just the mathematics. I repeat, I'm an engineer, so the math on it made it make sense. And then, let's talk about what your goal is. If somebody says, I want a package, I want to give you $6,000 or $7,000 to create this setup. What is your vision? What are you trying to do for Mike? Mike says, hey, I've got a community center. How do you do it? Don't tell me secrets.
No, the very first thing I look at is what they're trying to achieve, and then I move into the demographics of it, because what they're trying to achieve, the demographics have to be able to support it. So we look at surrounding areas, we look at how much money is in that area, and a lot of people come to me and say, oh, this is a really rich area. Well, that's the first warning sign when they say this is a really rich area, because it may be that those people already have financial planners. So you're looking for a mix of demographics. They have money, but they may not be the uber rich people, because those are the people that have expendable assets and probably don't have people to help them with it. So you're also looking for, I look at income producing assets versus net worth, because I'm looking for people who have money to spend, not just house poor. So if you look at net worth, they might not have the money to be able to invest in the products that you're looking to sell. So IPA is one of the critical things that we look at. So once we know we have an income dense population, then we can start rolling with, let's get the planning done, let's get the marketing done. And our job is to drive people to you that you can then sell to. But I also do pay attention to what the client gives me, because if they're presenting themselves in a way that's not going to appeal to somebody who's looking to invest a lot of money with them, I'll help them clean up their profiles, I'll help them clean up their bios, and make sure they're presenting themselves in a way that a consumer wants.
Back up. So for a client would be Mike or be
Yep.
Rojas, not
Exactly.
the client that's worth $1 million.
No, you're
So
my clients.
we're your clients, not
Yes.
those are our clients, but we're her clients. So
Yes.
so how do we look online? How does our picture look? How's our description look?
Yes, I'll help you pick out your profile pictures. I've seen some that have been really bad, and you don't want to use that. I've read bios that I'm like, they're not going to give you their money reading that bio. So, and that's not normally what a marketer would do, but to me, I mean,
You want us
I
to win.
want you to
You
make
want us to
money.
win.
Yes, I absolutely do. I mean, just so guys know where I'm coming from, Andy talks about how he met me and how I helped him, but it's really the reverse because I had just started my business and I was scared, like when I met Andy. And he was like, oh, I told him all the things that I knew, but then I was like, I was afraid to actually do it for him because I was a small business. I was just starting out, So he has helped me a lot. But the Alliance has become my family. I have other clients. I have other companies I work with. But this relationship is different. This is like my family. I work for you guys, and I want you to be successful. I do mail for other people, but this relationship is different. So.
And you charge them more than you charge
Yes.
us. So if you charge them this much, this much, on average, this is
was
what our
Robert
prices are.
Yes. Yes.
I always coach my vendors how to do that. Charge everybody else more, charge
Yep.
us less, and on average, you're charging fine.
Exactly.
You're not losing money on us. You're just making it up on them. Mathematical wizard. Thank you for understanding. Okay, so let's go back. So I'm the client. I'm your client. So you're helping my profile. So anybody that's going to do this estate planning, this is more estate planning. Dude, I love final expense. By the way, bang, bang, I still hear crazy results. $5 leads.
Yep.
$5. You 42,000 on bang bang leads. We're gonna get you up here next, Johnny. You hang right here on the $5 leads. Okay, so and we don't have bang bang in the house, so he can't represent himself, but you can help. But this is the estate planning. This has kind of been the explosion this year. Our company's been steady growing with final expense, mortgage protection, but the boom has been the estate planning because it's like I didn't discover it. I ain't Columbus. A friend called me 2 years ago and explained it to me. Make no sense. Estate planning. I know it was important, but then another friend called and said, what if I showed you how to do it? So then when we saw the guy in St. Louis do it, now we know how to do it. So now we exploit, explode, take advantage of, go in and just take over. That's the goal, okay? So then I come to Cindy and I go, all that smart stuff you got to do, we got to put it in this estate planning. So here's the concept. I'm the client. You're going to help me get clients. For estate planning, I don't need po people.
Right.
No trailer parks coming up in, yeah. You with me? Like we're not, you say, all these people need my help. The trailer park. Not going to do it right there. Making $15 million a year. We don't need to talk to them people. They're stupid rich. They got stupid advisors. They got it under control. So we're looking for that right in here.
Exactly.
And then there's people that are wealthy, but no spendable, no free assets. Like it's all real estate. So you get 20 of the people in there, and they're worth $4 million, $1 million, $6 million on real estate. They got no cash.
So the one thing I love about the direct mail is you can target very specifically to income levels and IPA. So that piece I love.
It's
and
income producing assets.
income producing assets. And
$2 million
when I
because
look
it's home,
at what has
and a
come
guy right
so
here who's
far,
making. So what's the opposite?
and he could be
of
living in a
income-producing
trailer,
assets?
you
Like
know?
just asset?
But he has a lot of
Like
income
a
producing
value
assets.
asset.
And those are like the
So you could have a
secret
house
gems.
right here, and the guy's
You can
worth
find
$2 million
those.
because it's home, and a guy right here who's making $2 million.
Living in a trailer, you
To
know?
the wrong
But he has a Exactly. lot of income producing assets. And
That's how you keep. That's how you get
gems.
75 people for $6,000 or $7,000. So what you do is you save
the
money.
key is getting the
by
feedback
not mailing
from everybody.
to the
Because if
wrong
you tell me
people.
who comes, who shows up, and who actually fills
that's
out
how you
lien
keep. That's how you get
sheets,
75
if you
people
tell
for
me those
$6,000 or
things,
$7,000.
then I can model the
whatever
data
price is.
afterwards. And the secret is to mail less of the people who don't come and mail more of the people who do come, which is why I need your feedback on what happens, because that helps me and it helps you. And right now, just so you know, on your direct mail, the average person has income producing assets between 800 and 1.3 million of the people who show up. So to be able to get more and more of that data and to be able to model that makes you have better prospects when you're out selling. 800 and 1.3 million.
I like it.
The people who show up.
So also,
more and more of that
you
data
help.
and to be able to model that.
So you find where a group of people, so the city, state, you find out where the model group is. I like it. You got a circle or whatever. That goes So down to also, this model, and then you you help. point to.
So you
having
find
an
where a
office
group
or
of people,
a
so the
community
city,
center or
state, you
library
find out where the
that's in
model
close
group
vicinity.
is, that you got a
For
circle or
folks
whatever
that
that goes
have,
down over this
dense
model,
populations,
and then
we
you
use the
also
30-minute
point
radius,
to
30-minute
having an
drive time
office
radius
or
around wherever
a
your
community
venue and
center or
office
library
is.
that's
And
in the
when we look
close
at the
vicinity.
demographics, then that'll tell us what we think we can do as far as producing, a good audience for you. Another thing Adam Katz and I have been working with is his theory is military bases. Somewhere around military bases could be a really good area. So we're actually looking at demographics around military bases because you have a lot of retired military around there. And we're testing the idea of can we produce big audiences in that. And some of the people who have had really big attendance are located near military bases. So I think it's a good theory we're testing.
And you're telling me that you're adding services, things that you're going to do for free going forward.
Yes.
Those are your favorite clients.
Absolutely.
What give us some hints.
So one of the things that we
And
think
you were
is
telling
important,
me that
well,
you're
we do
adding
both social
services,
media
things that
and
you're
we
gonna do
do
for free going
direct
forward
mail. What we
because of
found
your favorite
is
clients.
the social media people sign up at a higher rate
what-
than
what-
direct
what-
mail, but
give
they
us some
have a
hints.
no-show rate that's really high. So the idea is how do we get people to actually show for an event? So we've added multiple touches pre-event. So we're doing email reminders prior to the event, 1 week ahead, the day before. But then we also notice that there's a ton of money in the leads of people who don't come. So how do we drip on those so that we can recreate the energy behind what made them sign up originally and stay connected to you? So if folks are giving me feedback on who comes and who doesn't, then we can start dripping on those folks who don't come, a series of 5 emails using your website, your Calendly links, and trying to get them to re-engage with you. And that'll be a value add for the seminars that we're doing.
Good stuff. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks for having me here, too.
Hold on. Now we're going to talk about us.
Okay.
So you came and you've met everybody. So what you just explained, that we got 50
stuff. Thank you.
questions, explaining it, going over, make sure everybody understands.
Hold on. Now we're gonna talk about us.
And
So you came and you've met everybody. So what she just explained,
But we also talked
that we got
business
50
mindset.
questions,
yes.
explaining it, going over, make sure everybody understands it. And Chris Norris was out here, and Amber Bowen was out here, and we really got into this training on estate planning. But we also talked business mindset.
Unique ability, what is your
Making
unique
$2,000 an
ability?
hour
Just
versus
talk to us
making
about
$15 an
your
hour and averaging all those
interaction with
numbers
everybody
and,
your thoughts on
and
that.
compounding. How do you make
I
money
really wanted to
while
come
you're
out
making
here,
money,
but
while you're
I'm
making money,
super
while
busy
you're
at
making
work.
money.
We've got seminars
Right,
we're doing,
unique
and,
ability. What is
I'm-
your
I
unique
can
ability?
Be a bit of a
So talk to us
micromanager
about
because I want it done
your
a certain
interaction
way.
with everybody. And
So I was
your
like,
thoughts
oh,
on
do I
that.
really go out there or do I stay back home and work? So I was like, no, I'm going out there. I want to have this opportunity. And the thing that hit me hard yesterday, and I was actually super embarrassed because I've heard it before, it is about investing in your business and making sure you're working on your business, not in your business. And I've made that mistake because I should hire people to do some of the things that I'm doing. And typically what I'll do is I do it first because I want to know it intimately, and then I turn it over for somebody else to do. Sometimes I'm slow in turning it over. So the thing that hit me hard was, 1, I need to hire more people. 2 is spend time working on my business, thinking about where the future is. I do spend time thinking about, like, for example, where this estate planning can go, because I don't believe it's just the seminars. I think if we can crack the nut on who is responding to this, we can blow this up. It's not just going to be seminar marketing. So being here has let let me free my mind to think about what are the things that come next in my business. So I'm not just thinking about the microscopic to-do list. I'm thinking about how do I blow my business up by investing in it. So that was good. And I've heard it before, and I haven't acted on it. So it was kind of embarrassing for me.
I tend to bring it with impact.
Yes, you do.
Because I don't want people to understand.
And I've heard it before, and I
I
haven't
want
acted
them to
on it.
remember,
So
like,
it was
not
kind
ever
of
forget
embarrassing
it.
for me.
I want it to
I
haunt.
tend to
You wanna
bring it
brand
with
them.
impact.
I want to brand.
Yes, it's like searing
Because
them.
I don't want
stuck in
people
their head and stuck in
to
their mind and be
understand.
embarrassed. I mean, I want an emotion.
I want them to remember
Yes.
it, like
change.
not ever
I
forget
say
it.
be
I want it to
remembered or
haunt.
be forgotten. And
I want
feel
to
like you
brand them.
remember.
I
Oh,
want them
yes,
to
I
walk
did.
away
So-
with it
so
stuck in their
multiple
head and stuck in their
seven-figure
mind and be
business,
embarrassed. I mean, I want an
badass,
emotional
multiple employees,
change.
full nationwide
I say
business
be remembered or
comes
be
to our
forgotten,
national
and I feel like
convention
you remember.
in Dallas.
Oh, yes, I
Right?
So
there are
so
people,
multiple
they're going, they're looking
seven-figure
at us,
business,
going like, oh, they gotta
badass,
come there in the
multiple
business, start a
employees,
business.
doing nationwide
Yes.
business,
Talk to them about
comes to
showing
our
events.
national
Like, is it a
convention
rah-rah?
in Dallas.
No,
right?
it's not. And I will
So there
say,
are people they're
was
looking
like-
at us, going like, oh, they
I was
want
like
us to
you.
come
I
there
was
in
like,
the business.
I
You're a
don't want to go to a
business
rah-rah
person.
event. You know,
Talk
I
to
don't
them
want to
about
drink
showing up
Kool-Aid.
for our
you know?
events. Like,
That's
is
how
it
I
a
originally
rah-rah?
felt.
No, it's
But
not.
every time I go to an event, I go there to learn.
like
Debbie
you. I was
Ben
like, I
asked
don't
me,
wanna
she
go to a
says,
rah-rah
I'm
event,
surprised
you
you
know,
go to
I
the
don't wanna
sessions.
drink Kool-Aid,
And I'm
you
like,
know? That's
I
how
mean,
I
to
originally
me,
felt.
that's where I get inspired is
every
listening
time
to the
I go to an
sessions.
event,
I've been
I
to
go
Jeff
there to
Bright's
learn.
sessions, and I've heard a
Debbie
lot of
Ben
your
asked
stories
me, she
multiple
says, "I'm
times.
surprised you go to
But
these
every time I
sessions."
do, I
like,
get inspired. I
mean,
learn
to
something.
me,
So it's
that's where I
not.
get
I'm not
inspired,
going
is
just
listening to the
to
sessions. I've
work
been
with
to
you
Jeff
guys and
Bright's
grow
sessions,
my
and I've
business.
heard
I'm
a
there
lot of
for
your
my
stories
own
multiple times.
growth and
But every
well-being
time
as
I
well.
do,
So, and that's what I get out of it.
inspired, I learn
We'll
something.
have presidents
So it's not-
of
I'm
insurance
not going
companies,
just
head
to
underwriters of insurance
work with you
companies,
guys and grow my
representatives of
business. I'm
insurance
there
companies.
for
Like if you got
my
problems in the
own
insurance company, you
growth
will meet
and
the people at
well-being
this
as well.
event that
So,
you can
and
get
that's
to
what I
know
get
them
out
and
of
they
it.
can help you fix
We'll
the
have
problem.
presidents of
I'm
insurance
surprised that they
companies,
don't come
head
to the
underwriters of
training.
insurance
I don't get
companies,
that.
representatives of insurance companies. Like if you got problems in an insurance company, you will meet the people at this event that you can get to know them and they can help you fix the problems. I'm surprised when they don't come to the training events.
I don't get that.
I don't get it, but I don't worry about their life. We're doing fine. My friends are going to continue to grow. If they don't want to, I don't care about. We need them to get stuff done because it's a mess.
We
A
are
lot of these
working
companies
on
trying to
that
figure out
for
how to
you
get,
right now.
get that, make it work. I'm glad I helped,
Like,
and I think it's
hard
been a
to
great
understand
partnership. Oh, hey,
salespeople
we need to
to tell
recruit
salespeople
thousands more
with the
people to do this
deficit
estate
we
planning.
have. We
Thousands.
have
working
this
on that
many
for you
leads,
right now.
this many
Recruiting
opportunities,
strategies, but
this
like
much
I think
money.
it's hard to
We- we
understand
Our
salespeople
guys are making
to tell
hundreds of thousands,
salespeople
millions of
how
dollars,
what the
but we
deficit
need
we
more,
have.
and
We have this
gotta go
many
get 'em. We
leads,
gotta manage
this
our
many
time
opportunities,
that
this
we
much
make our
money.
but then
We need
have
this many
time to go
salespeople.
get somebody else. So
Like
get
our
that
guys are
time
making
off
hundreds of
to somebody.
thousands, millions
And
of
we also
dollars,
need to
but we
change
need
mindsets
more, and
because
we
this-
got to go get
this
them.
estate
We got to
planning is
manage our
not like
time
final
that
expense
we
mindset.
make our money, but then
Final
we have
expense
time to go
mindset
get somebody
is
else. So
more
give that hand
transactional.
up to
I mean,
somebody.
this is relationship building. It is a client for life, and it is somebody that you will continually be working with. So the mindset and how you deal with these people is way different than a final expense client.
It is a client for
It's-
life.
it just gonna
and
keep growing and
It is
growing.
somebody that
And it's
you will
not a
continually be
limited
working with. So
demographic.
the
It's
mindset
like,
and how
oh
you
God,
deal
how much
with
opportunity we
people
got.
is way
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, yes, ma'am. Johnny
It's
Rojas.
just gonna keep growing and growing.
42,000
And
last
it's not,
month in the
it's
final
not a
expense market.
limited
So here's the deal.
demographic. It's
We are
like,
a
oh
career
God, how much opportunity
We
we
bring
got.
people
Thank you
in
so
that
much
we
for being
can
here.
do the most simple.
All right,
Get
yes,
you
ma'am.
started.
Johnny Rojas. 42,000 last month in the final expense market. So here's the deal. We have a career opportunity. We bring people in that we can do the most simple. You can get your insurance license, cover your parents, your uncles, your cousins, your friends. That's cool. We're not going to scream at you if you don't go right 42,000. You don't want to do estate planning. But what if you don't understand estate planning yet? What if you don't have $5,000 to throw in and wait and all this financial planning experience? You can start out anywhere with us, crawl before you walk. walk before you run, and then you can move into it, even moving into securities business. And
What's
I'm
up, guys?
try to
Thank
come
you
back
for
to that and
having
talk
me.
about if you want to get your securities
Johnny
license.
Rojas,
But your
Director
background was
Brian
clearly not
Rojas,
financial planning or estate planning.
High level of
Tell them
where
who
we
you
come
are,
from.
how you connected
we
to
learned how to work
Rojas,
hard,
because you are
but we never
Rojas
got
and
anywhere fast.
stuff like
so, we were a call center, jumped from call center to call center, did some Uber, Lyft, follow a lot of what Brian was doing as well. Ended up in the medical field. 3 years after he got started, that's when I initiated and got my license.
It took you 3 years of watching him.
Yeah, I always tell people until he didn't start throwing $100 rolls at me, that's when I really okay. You're doing something. You're doing something. So I want in. Let me get that license, and that's how I got started.
And do you do all kinds of leads, or are you only bang bang?
Right now, it's only been Bang Bang. Bang Bang is where I stick. I took advantage. I mean, a lot of people get emotional about it. Oh, these don't work.
Do you do all
whatever the
kinds
case
of
may be,
leads, or
but
are you
if
only
you
bang
just
bang?
drop the emotions from it and just do the work, $5 leads. I mean, why are you gonna complain
bang,
about
bang.
$5 leads? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're gonna get more no-shows. Yeah, you're gonna get more no sales. But damn, yeah, you're gonna get more sales too. Like, you know, like. Drop the emotion and just act.
I don't know if y'all know this.
You know what I'm saying?
Nobody,
yeah, you're gonna get more no-shows.
Nobody
yeah, you're
does
gonna get
this
more,
deal.
No sales.
Bang Bang don't do this deal with
you're gonna
anybody
get more
outside
sales too. Like,
He's called me a couple times. We think about guys I don't like that.
And by the way, I don't know if y'all know this, but nobody does this deal. Or Bang Bang don't do this deal with anybody outside of us.
Nobody else.
He's called me a couple times. We think about this guy, so I don't like that guy.
For $250 a week.
I mean, I think about it about 2 seconds. I go, I like him. We're not going to do it for him. Not outside of our world.
Facts.
Anybody in the nation, and for us,
So
he
how
does
long
it.
have you been- how long
And
have
nobody
you
else.
been
It
making
is
these
exclusive to the
that
alliance.
slow to
And so for
understand it?
$250 a week, you
No,
get
when I saw
50
the
leads a week
opportunity,
at
I
$5.
quickly jumped on it.
Facts?
Must have been a few
Yeah.
back, a few months
So
back.
how long
I
have you
think I
been?
didn't
How
really
long have you been
start,
taking those leads? And
really going
was
all
it
in
slow
with
to
the
understand
CRM
it.
and all that till
no, when
maybe
I saw the opportunity,
May,
I quickly jumped on it.
March or May.
Okay.
But I didn't really start multiplying
I think I
or
didn't
putting
really
more
start,
in until
really going
we set a
all in
goal.
with the
We actually
CRM
set a
and all
goal,
that till
sat
maybe
down with Brian, sat down with Riddle, and
March
and
or
what,
May.
what it took to
Okay.
get to that goal
I didn't
and
really
how much I needed
start
to invest in my
multiplying
leads. So I went
or
from
putting more
250
in until
a weekly
we set a goal.
for the last,
We actually set
well,
a
however
goal,
that long
sat
it
down with
lasted.
Brian, sat down with Riddle,
And when we sat down and put a goal,
what it took
and
to
I was
get
getting
to that
close to
goal
it, and we just
and how
started
much I
doubling
needed
up
to
on it.
invest in my
So
leads.
right now
So
I'm
from
averaging anywhere from
250
$500 to $1,000 a week on
weekly
Bang
was the
Bang.
last-
You're
whatever
buying, so
that
500 would
lasted.
be 100
And when we
leads a
sat
week.
down and put a
100
goal,
leads a week,
That's
yeah.
a
I
lot
was
of
getting
quick
close to it,
dialing.
and we just started doubling up.
Lot
on it.
of
So right now I'm
no
averaging anywhere from
and a lot of
500 to
yes.
$1,000 a week.
It's not like you got
So
all
you're
more yeses.
buying. So
Yeah.
You got more
500 would
no's
be
along with more
100
yeses.
leads a
More
week.
opportunity. That's all
That's
it
a
is.
lot of quick dialing,
Is it almost?
lot of
Tell me, it seems
no,
like
and a
if
lot
you're
of
just
yes.
willing to cherry pick,
It's
if
not
you're
like
just
you got
willing to
all
take
more
the good
yeses.
ones,
You got
No,
more no's
that's bad.
along with the more yeses.
More opportunity. That's all it is.
You know what I'm saying?
Is
Like,
it
people can't
almost?
deal with the bad
You
ones.
tell me. It
I
seems
don't know
almost
how
like,
you're gonna do that, but
if you're just
I
willing
mean,
to cherry
you find a
pick,
way to do
or
that,
if you're
but
just willing to take
we're
the
just
good
acting.
ones
We're just
and
going.
not think
We're
about
gonna
the
get
bad
no's, We're
ones.
gonna get yes. So just go.
Do you have a pattern like
You know what I'm saying? Like, people can't deal with the bad ones.
What's your pattern?
So right now, what we did, me and my partner and I, so she does the dials, and I do the running.
Okay.
So I'm basically
You
running 6 days
do.
a
What, do
week.
you have a pattern like
you're
dial
running,
on Mondays,
she
sell
dial.
on Tuesday,
Yeah,
Wednesdays?
so we got a
What's your
strong
pattern?
week and a
So
week
right
week.
now,
She
what
she
we
does the
do,
dialing
my
for me.
partner
She
and
books the
I,
appointments for me.
so she does dials.
We capitalized on
and I
that.
do the
She
running.
was
Okay.
weak
So I'm
in the
basically
home.
running
I was
6 days a
stronger in the home.
So
So
you're
she just
running,
grabbed
she
her strength.
dialing.
I grabbed my
Yeah, so
strength,
we got a strong week.
and we just clicked.
She does the
When I
dials.
started making real progress, that's when we fired her job,
Capitalized on
and she
that.
came on
was-
full on
she
board,
was weak
and
in the
it's been
home. I
helping
was
me ever
stronger in the
since.
home. So she just grabbed her
So
strength.
do you
I
do
grabbed
one
my
of those
strength.
route things? Do you
and
try
we
to
just
book
clicked.
appointments so you kind of going
When I started
around
making
so
real
you don't
progress,
go
that's
from one
when
side of the
we
county to
fired
the
her
other
job.
county?
So we do based on
came
zip
full on
code.
board, and
We
it's
do
been
based on
happening
Cisco. We split up Hillsborough County. We split
So
up
do
the
you
east
do
and-
one of
the
those
east
route
and the
things?
west.
So you try to book appointments
yes,
so
every
you kind
day,
of going
wherever
around,
that day
so you don't
is,
go from one
we
side
go
of the
stick on
county
that
to the
side.
other county.
So we do based on zip code.
So you say the kind of same way we're doing
Cisco, we
the
split up
estate
Hillsborough
planning.
County. We
So if
split
you're
up
doing
the
final
east and-
expense,
the
you're
east and the
focusing
west.
on your lead, all
And
you
yes, every
separate
day,
all your leads
wherever that
out
day
from this
is,
zip code
we go and stick
just
them
try to
inside.
book as many appointments as
Keep-
jammed up
So you
there.
say the kind of same way we're doing the
42,000 last
estate
month.
planning.
43,000.
So if you're doing
your
final
record?
expense,
Is
you're
this your best-
No,
focusing
percent on
that's
your
been the
lead.
best
All
month.
you
It
separate
actually
all your
started in
leads
September.
out for this
We
zip
slowed
code.
down in November
and just gotta
18
book
because of the
as many
hurricane.
appointments in
We
that
picked it
jammed
up back
area.
up. We picked it
42,000
up back
last
up
month.
last month.
Is that your record? Is that your best month so far?
This month I'm shooting for
I actually
50.
started in September.
So let's see where
we
that
slowed down
goes.
in November.
Go. Yeah.
We picked it up back up last month.
So,
we
call
went back
center
up to
crowd,
20,000.
Uber crowd.
This month I'm
Uber
shooting.
crowd.
That's who y'all were. This is workers.
This workers.
Just
This
hustle.
Let's go.
construction.
Yeah.
We tried a little bit of everything. We did construction for a while. I actually tried
So,
convincing my brother
call
to quit
center
this
crowd,
and to come
Uber
get a real
crowd.
job.
That's who y'all were. This is workers.
He listened,
Just
and
hustling.
I'm glad he didn't stay.
We tried a little bit of everything.
And
construction
ever
for a
since
while.
then, it's just been nothing but he's been he's changed our family's history. That's all it is.
To come get a real job.
And I'm glad that he did that.
Listen,
So.
and I'm glad he didn't stay.
I love seeing family in the business, and I love seeing your
He's
success.
changed our
I'm happy
family's
for
history.
you.
That's
Oh,
all it
so
is.
do you see yourself?
And I'm glad that he did that,
You do.
I do know.
I love table six, easy.
Well, I love seeing family in the business, and I love seeing your success. I'm happy
The
for
people
you.
in
Oh,
finance
so
are easier to
do you
convince
see
of
yourself
something. They will no
like
show
you're
you,
doing this
they
final
will
expense,
cancel,
and it's
but
I
they're
love it.
easier
Table six,
to get it
easier to
done.
get
Do you
issued.
see
Almost
yourself
anybody
starting to find
qualifies.
money and
The
learn
people in
about
final expense are easier to convince
annuities
of
or estate
something.
planning? Is that
They will
just
no
in
show
your
you,
mind
and
that
they will
It's
cancel,
something that I'm
but they're
definitely
easier
starting to get
it done.
trying to get better.
Do you see
Obviously
yourself
following
starting to
Brian's
find
lead.
money and learn about
Ross. But
annuities or estate
yeah, I'm
planning?
finding
Is
easier
it-
to
is this
now
in
start
your
asking those
mind? Is your-
questions. Now that I
It's something that
mastered
I'm definitely,
the selling part of
starting to
it,
get-
I'm
trying
picking
to
up
get better.
what's the next
Obviously
step from
following
here.
Brian's lead.
You know, so
You've
whether
never been in sales.
But,
You gotta learn sales.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
finding
And then
it
you
easier
gotta
to
learn
now start asking those
estate
questions.
Right.
Now that I mastered
Where's final
the
expense?
selling
Not
part
hard.
of it,
At $50 a month, you get a $5,000
What's the
policy.
next step?
$100 a month, you get a $15,000.
Because if you've never been in sales,
Now you're focused on sales.
you gotta learn
'cause
sales.
the policy's
and then
not
you got to learn
complicated. But
estate
then as
planning.
you get smarter,
Where's final
index
expense?
universal
Not hard.
life,
Now $50 a month, you get a $5,000
Right.
policy.
Yeah.
$100 a month, you get a $15,000. Right.
So you get really getting
Now you're
paid
focused
to
on
get
sales because the
You're making
policy's
money
not complicated.
grow.
But then as you get
right.
smarter,
That makes sense.
index
As
universal
opposed to
life,
stopping and
you
learning
know how to spell IULs now.
for
And
years and not making any money. and
you get, so you get really getting paid
figure
to get
income.
educated. You're making money to grow.
All right.
That's right. Yep.
That makes
All right,
sense.
brother. Right here.
As opposed to
Appreciate it.
stopping and learning.
Terry!
something Not, or 4
Terry
years,
Edwards!
You're not making any money and you're getting paid. It's substantial income while you're learning how to do it. All right?
What up, baby?
All right, brother. Right here. Yeah.
Crowd.
Terry! Terry Edwards!
First thing I'm gonna tell y'all this, y'all see what up, baby?
From the Uber crowd to the CEO crowd to the president of the bank and everything in between.
Hang out on the court side. Matter of fact,
The first thing I want to tell y'all this, y'all see a lot of Wolfpack stuff today.
Texas and NC State,
And you also see the rings that we got here. And so tonight,
right up there on the
we're going to hang out on the court
pans
side.
to
Matter of
the
fact, if
left
you're
on your
watching the
screen,
game
you'll be
tonight,
there go
if
Terry,
you're watching
there go
Texas and
Andy.
NC State, you'll be
There
able to see the
goes
back
Rojas,
of, so I'll
you'll
turn around
see
and
us
see the
right
back of our
there.
head because they're going to see the back of our head
And
on the
I get
television
my
right up there
ACC
on the screen. When it
championship
pans to the left on
and
your
I got my
screen, you'll
Wolfpack
be see there
ring
go
and stuff.
Terry,
So
there
it's
go
like
Andy,
we like
there goes
working
Rojas. You're
hard,
going to
but
see
we
us
also
right
like
there.
playing
And
crazy hard
and
for high
I'm getting my
quality
ACC
entertainment,
championship
high quality
ring.
food.
And my Wolfpack ring.
don't you
and stuff.
start
So
it.
we
Don't
see, like,
you
we
start it.
Working hard, but we also like playing crazy
Can I talk
hard
about
You can talk
for
a little
high
bit about the
quality
food while we're
entertainment,
here at the
high quality
leadership
food.
cabinet.
We done had some.
I don't know who's better.
I'm trying.
I don't know who. Nope. Listen, let
I'm
me tell you
trying.
something. You want to fight.
You can talk a little bit
To
about the
get in
food
this
while we were here at the
atmosphere.
leadership cabinet.
You want
I don't know
to
who
fight
better
to get
to talk about food.
around high achievers, and it's gonna cost you something. Some people be like, "Well, when I go hang out with my buddies, it don't cost me nothing." It's costing you everything. Somebody told me one time. They said it this way: "There's a high cost to low living." But the other night we was up in here, so it's crazy the way that Andy has this thing set up. First of all, each lunch and dinner, a private chef comes in and whips it up in the kitchen. And we have a bartender that shows up at 5 o'clock. What's up, cat? we have a bartender that shows up at 5 o'clock. And when you get around high achievers, you really start to understand that nothing just happens. See, a lot of people be like, I just want it to organically happen. No. You have to plan what you want to happen. So Andy was like, yeah, we have the bartender because I wanted to make sure that as we're sitting around talking, that y'all ain't distracted trying to get up and go get a drink. So as your cups get empty, they magically refill. Thank you, Kat. But last night, I believe it was, last night, I saw these bones sticking up out some meat, and I got a little curious. So I go over there to the chef. I was like, those lamb chops? He was like, nah, I'll give you one more guess. I was like, well, I don't know, man. He was like, that's venison. And I was like, okay. Alamance County deer? He was like, these was flown in today from New Zealand. I mean, like, they just got to America yesterday. You talking about farm to table. We had it up in here. And as Andy we was just standing around, I was blown away. And then Andy was talking to me, showing me the replica of the ring that he's going to receive on tonight. And all I could think about was this right here. I said, thank you for being that kid. This is the son of a mailman and a secretary from Union Ridge. And all I could think about was this right here. Didn't grow up with private chefs. Grew up with hard work. Knew what hard work was. But just continued to dream and to dream and to not be satisfied. That know that I'm going to be a good steward over the opportunity that was placed in front of me. So every round should go higher and higher. And I'm like, thank you for being that guy. Because I don't know about y'all, but we talk about a war on poverty. Breaking the poverty cycle is one of the hardest things that a person can do. Because I don't know about y'all. Because on this journey, as you are growing, you are leaving some of the most important people in your life. The people that loved you from the very beginning, they start not to recognize you because you start growing so much. And it's a lot of guilt that comes with that. So I just want to encourage you, man. If you're listening in right now, my girl, it's a girl up here. I saw her notes on YouTube. She's from Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. 30 minutes from where I'm from. I just want to encourage you, man. You can have abundance. If you're listening in right now, you can have it if you're willing to work for it. And I'm just, whatever you can do to get in these environments, to get around people who are living at higher vibrations than you, that can show you what's possible. Man, I'm fired up. You can't fake 250 acres. People get on Instagram and take pictures in front of cars that they don't own, houses that they don't own, and try to tell you how to make money. But you can't fake 250 acres, and this ain't the primary property. You can't fake llamas. You know you done about ran out of stuff to buy when you start buying llamas. Right? But guess what? If I'm crazy enough to believe that if he can do it, you know you done about ran out of stuff to buy when you I can do it too. Because in this business, if you look at the people that's been doing it successfully 20 years, 30 years longer than you, and you just fall in line, you already know what you're going to get. So I'm super excited to be the one, like Albright was for his family, that the Edwards, my children, will live totally different. You know, I look at it, Rojas. They predicting that by the year 2053, the average black household median wealth would be zero. And if you at zero, what are your children at? They predicting that by the year 2053, and it's the mindsets. We will sit here talking about employing your kids. Those strategies, put them on the payroll and how that's going to reduce your taxable income. You don't learn that drinking at Thursday. We will sit here talking about. You don't learn that stuff. You don't learn about advanced tax strategies using IULs and, man, how the NIL work and all that. Man, there's so much that we don't know. Get around those people, man. Do what you got to do. I cannot wait to have a private chef at me and Tia's house where we're inviting our top leaders over and showing. Now, listen, we paid to be here. We're not looking for people who want a free lunch. We're looking for people that want to invest and want to grow and go, right? You can't hire a private chef from the Goodwill. We're not looking for people who want a free lunch. You know what I'm saying? So if you want high level, we're believing this right here. The year of 2025 is going to be the Alliance year of unprecedented growth. We are coming together like never before. We are getting ready to do something unprecedented, never seen before, because we're going to invest in our people. We're going to invest in leads. We're going to invest in others, y'all. That's what we finna do. So thank you for inviting me out. It was a great way to break up the monotony of what we do from day to day, just to get around higher thinkers, man. And Alliance Nation, get your butts to Dallas, Texas. Do what you got to do. It's a high cost of low living. Let's go. From day to day, just to get around higher thinkers, man. And Alliance Nation, get your butts to Dallas,
I know my family. I'm more about your family. Ain't nobody in my family ever sat down to dinner with a private chef. In a private residence. Come in with a couple of assistants and doing how about an appetizer?
Yeah, it's like,
Man.
I know my family. I'm more about your family.
I mean, they done bought some oysters out last night. I told them boys, y'all be careful with them oysters now.
In a private residence, come in with a couple of
But no,
assistants.
and the
doing
thing about it is this right here.
appetizers.
We're not saying that where we come from was bad. Because collard greens and neck bones and pig feet, make your tongue stop your brain. I still like me a bologna sandwich every now and then. You know what I'm saying? But
With some onions, stir fry.
but what we're saying is,
No, now.
there's another level. Why not you? Why not we?
Fried with some
Why not
onions,
now?
stir fried on there.
we're saying is, it's available. Let's go for it.
Didn't your family ever have a private chef in a private residence?
No.
Family got a swimming pool like you got?
In my county, we couldn't even go to the swimming pool. It's available. Let's go for it.
Didn't
Real
your family ever
talk.
have a private chef in the private residence?
No.
And your family got a swimming pool like you got?
You got your own.
Got my own swimming pool. But guess what? Yeah, we have a good time. We fry some fish.
They don't know who you are.
Not for a long time.
You got
We
your
start
own.
talking. We get in.
But wait, you're Terry. But guess what?
Family come
you
over.
Gus.
Get some of that family that you
Gus.
left
You
behind.
Gus.
Come
Gus
over there
still
and
in there?
barbecue with.
We have a good time. We fry some fish.
Yeah,
They don't know who you are.
And our parents are aging
We start talking.
and being
But
able
wait, you're
to
Terry Edward. You
do things for them.
Gus.
You know,
You Gus.
it's just a blessing. But we're not satisfied.
Yeah. And
You know,
our
we have
parents
children
are
coming up, and
being able
we want to make
do
sure
things for them.
that they're not the statistic
It's just
of black wealth being
blessing, but
zero.
We're not satisfied.
That not just what we're leaving to them, but what are we putting in them?
And
Like my 9-year-old
we wanna
Taylor,
make sure
boss baby,
that
she
they're not
expects
the
to fly
statistics
first class. You see that
of
picture?
black wealth being zero.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
not just
But
what we're leaving to
at
them,
9
but
years
what are we
old,
putting in
Thomas,
them.
ginger ale,
Like
please.
my 9-year-old.
Yeah,
Boss
I
baby,
like all that.
she
You know, kids getting ready to go to college. So whatever career,
In first
scholarships.
class. 9 years old.
That's right. It don't matter.
It ain't gonna go on the credit card.
No, sir.
like
No,
all
no student loan debts.
you
No.
know, kids
Ain't no
getting ready to
student
go
loan.
to
It's only
college.
1% interest.
So whatever career,
Scholarship
scholarships.
or you pay for it.
That's right. It don't matter.
It ain't gonna go on the credit card.
No, man. No, sir.
You have
Ain't gonna be
Yeah,
with college
yeah,
loans.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Ain't no student loan. It's only
you can't-
1% interest.
People don't understand that burden of
Cash.
student loan debt.
Like graduate.
It keeps people from buying homes.
Imagine the burden.
It keeps people
on-
from
you
being
had
able
the
to
burden.
go out and build a dream because they got to pay a bill.
People don't
And
understand
it
that
traps
burden
you.
of student loan
Debt is a trap.
It keeps people from
It's a
buying
trap.
homes. It keeps people from being
So
able
coming
to
towards the end
go
of the
out
year,
and build a
and
dream
I've had this
because they
question
got to
with people,
pay a
it's
bill.
like,
And it's
You're saying you shouldn't pay taxes. You
Debt
should
is a
reinvest.
trap.
So we got to start thinking
It's
is,
a trap.
as you start making 200,000.
So coming towards the end of the year, and I've had this question from people is like
you're going to get paid.
like
There's no,
you're saying you
we don't
shouldn't pay
like
taxes,
him,
you
or we
should
don't like the way he
reinvest.
looks, way he
So we got to
haircuts
start
his
thinking
hair,
is,
way he walks,
as
way
you
he
start
talks.
making
No, it's you do the work,
200,000,
you get paid.
300,000, 500,000, and you're going to do it. You
It's,
do the
it's
work,
he who doeth
you're going to get
business.
paid.
He's who-
There's
who-
no,
whoever
we don't
do it.
like him, or we don't like the way he
They get the
looks,
money.
way he cut his hair,
right.
way he
But then
walked,
you're
way he
gonna pay
talked. No,
taxes
it's you do the work, you get paid.
reinvest. So what we talked about.
Well,
we're
it's
not
a-
gonna
it's
let
a
it
he
into
who
the
doeth business.
intricacies, but how to improve
He
your
whoever doeth
life
getteth paid
money.
getteth paid.
and deduct your
But then
taxes.
you're going to pay
So in
taxes
fact,
unless you reinvest. So what we talked about, and we're not going to be able to get into the intricacies, but how to improve your lifestyle and deduct your taxes. So in fact, the government is paying for you to have a better life.
And you create
You to
jobs.
do
And the
less of the
helping the
monotony
economy.
of
Very
stuff
appreciative.
because
Very
you hire
much so.
somebody
then
to
your
do
accountant
that,
goes, "You're not making
which
no
brings
money."
down
You're
your
right, and I'm not
taxes,
paying no taxes.
but
And they go,
elevates
"You need
your
to get
life.
a job." It's that's when you need
And
to
then
go
you
back to accounting.
And you create jobs, and appreciate it. People are very appreciative of
Very
it.
much so.
And then your accountant goes, "You're not making no money." You go, "Right, and I'm not paying no
accountants, they want
taxes."
you to
And
make
they
a
go,
profit
"You need to get a
so you
job."
can
It
pay
says when you
taxes.
need
For
to
some
go back to
reason, I don't know
accounting.
why they're saying, "I don't know."
You are not a consultant, you're an accountant, so account.
Hated it.
Because I understand how this
Always
thing
tried to
works.
avoid it
Because
legally.
accountants,
And
they
I know
want
how
you to
do
make a
it. You hire
profit
people,
so you can pay
build
tax.
a
For some reason, I don't know why they're,
lifestyle structure
I don't know
around
why
you.
they're
Give
so
them
excited
what they
about
like
that.
to do.
I
mean,
hate
Brandon's out
it.
there,
So I've always tried to avoid it legally, and I know how you do it. Is you hire people and you build that lifestyle structure around you. Give them what they like to do. I mean, Brandon's out there. At my house. Did you see Todd not work? Todd was getting it, boy. He's getting it done with that. We were walking around and he was getting it done. Mr. Albright, you need anything? No, you just keep doing that. He's blowing the leaves off around the house, just getting stuff done. He's real.
Difference.
That's what he's doing,
in it.
reducing my
That's the
tax bill.
concept that we talked about.
So it's
And
getting
give people the taste.
it's not
And
just
they
going
see
from
you
here
successful,
up.
they
It's
hear
instead
what
of going
Rojas
this
is doing,
way,
they hear what
going
Dad's
that
doing,
way.
they see what you
It's like
started doing.
difference
Let's,
in it.
real quick, we
That's
gotta
the
get,
concept
Krause
that
up
we
here.
talked
I only got a
about,
minute or two.
and give
Jacob
people the
Krause.
taste.
Thank you, bro.
And they see you successful. They hear what Rojas is doing. They hear what Adam's doing. They see what you started doing. That's real
Jake,
quick.
we
We
got
got to
some
get
Army men also,
Krause up here.
pilot
I only got a minute or two. Jacob
comes
Krause.
helicopters.
Jake Krause. Yes, love you, man. Thank you. Woo.
OH-58 Delta, MH-47 Golf.
We got
58
some.
Brandon,
Hey Jake, we
47.
got some Army man
fly some
also,
fixed wing
pilot
airplanes.
also.
Yeah.
What all kinds of helicopters can you fly?
And shoot.
Oh,
And I can shoot
OH-58 Delta.
from a helicopter or on the
MH-47
ground.
Golf.
Doesn't
I flew with 58
Give me something
Brandon
to
47.
shoot.
Just give me a platform.
Fly some fixed
So
wing
you had
airplanes.
some cute numbers doing estate planning.
Yeah, some
Give
cute
me some.
numbers.
Yours is a little cuter.
You know,
Okay.
first of all, thank you. I mean, this opportunity has been amazing for us. And what you
Give me a
said about
platform.
going to war on poverty.
So you
I
had
got
some
thoughts
cute
on
numbers
that,
doing
but,
estate planning.
You know, the last
Give us some of your-
this
yours is a
year has
little
been our
cuter.
best income year. You know, I think I did the
first of all,
calculation.
thank you.
We're so far
I mean,
we're
this
11 months into
opportunity's
the
been
year.
amazing for us. And
I think we've had
what you said
deposits of about
going to war on poverty, I got
$490,000.
some thoughts on that, but,
About
you know, the last
so.
Highest pay in the military. You're special forces. Highest pay in the
Yeah,
military.
I was making about 120 because I had some special pays that were afforded to me. That's right. You know, and it's funny because Bella and I, when we came
Highest
to
pay
the
in the
Alliance, I was
military.
still
You're
in the
special
Army.
forces.
You know,
Highest
that
paid in the
analogy
military.
that you used with the peanut butter, we weren't super hungry when we got
$120,000
here.
salary in the military.
But by going to the conferences, getting around people like everybody that's in this room, that hunger started to build, and it provided that, like, we got to get into this peanut butter jar, like at all costs, right?
At all costs.
In my opinion, being in a state of war is a state of mind, right? And being at war with poverty. If you look back to World War II, you know, December 10th, 1941, or I mean, sorry, December 6th, 1941, America wasn't at war. Europe was at war. The whole world was going crazy, but we were doing everything we could to stay out of it. But what happened December 7th is we were attacked, right? Pearl Harbor happened, and now America, the sleeping giant, was at war, and it was a mindset shift. The whole country changed their mind in that moment to put all of their resources, all of their time, all of their energy at winning that war, and we did. Same with 9/11. Before, you know, September 10th, 2001, we disagreed with terrorism. We strongly, you know, wrote strongly worded emails against terrorism. We were, you know, against it. But September 11th happened, and we started the war on terror, and we we use all of our resources to go out there and absolutely obliterate our enemies, right? Shock and awe. So I think everybody in here and at home right now, you're being attacked right now. Poverty is attacking your kids. Poverty is attacking you. Poverty is attacking your grandchildren that you don't even have yet, right? When are you going to awake that sleeping giant within you and go out there and just go to war? Bring all of your resources, all of your time, energy to bear against that enemy. It got me fired up because Belle and I weren't there. We got here. I was making good money. And go out there and what we thought was good money, right? And we just didn't have that. But Andy taught us how to have vision, how to have something that we could look at and go, wow, our daughter who has autism, who probably won't be able to live on her own, we've found something that's going to set her up for life. Does that make sense?
Yeah, everything you're saying, right on. You're misleading people with $495,000 or $500,000 because your income is doing this. So what 2025 vision and what 2025
everything you're saying, right on. You're misleading people with $495,000
over half of that $490,000
because
has come in the last 90
your
days.
income is doing this.
So in the last 90 days,
so what
over half of that.
2025, the vision of what
but that first
2025
year
is
when
gonna
we
be.
started the
So what's
estate
the last
planning,
30 days? What's
like
the
this
number?
is,
What,
we've been
last
here
30
8
days?
years. And it was a journey to learn those skills. When we started the estate planning beginning of this year, we had to fight through all of the obstacles. And then we had that money is just blowing up. That 490,000, I mean, that's just the beginning, right? That's just, that's not even close to where, because we have the vision that you've given us, we never would have had that. So we're on we're in that hockey stick mode right now at the end of it.
300,000 in the last quarter. What does that set you up?
That's not even close to
Well, it sets us up also to have, like you were talking about taxes, like reinvesting in our business. How many people can we get up to
300,000 in the last quarter.
Because we'll be over that
What does
by
that
the end of
set
the
you
year.
up? I mean, just do the math.
How many other people can we get there? That's the new mode, the new phase of our war. There's phases in war. This is our new phase. Is how do we duplicate that?
See y'all at National Convention. If we don't see you before, make sure you get your ticket, get it nailed down. Get with the upline, find out when we have a meeting, more meetings out here at the cabin, find out about the National Convention, get educated, and let's go. Let's create a war.
See y'all at National Convention. If we don't see you before, make sure you get your ticket, get it nailed down. Get with the upline, find out when we have a meeting, more meetings out here at the cabin, find out about the National Convention, get educated, and let's go. Let's create a war on your property. All right.